Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today and welcome at Innovation Bridge, Warsaw, Bucharest. We are really happy that we have a chance to connect those two cities today. And you will have a chance to get to know more about city ecosystem in both cities, business ecosystem, and startup ecosystem. We invited wonderful speakers to share with you their experience and knowledge about those cities. After that, you will also have a chance to listen to some startup speech from both places. And in the end, we will come back to the tables. Some of you had a chance to see the tables before that, and you will have a chance to talk with some people. It will be networking part, so we highly encourage you to join and to get to know some people from different country and city. For all of you who are watching us on social media channels, I encourage you to join here because it's much more interactive. On the right, you can see the chat and Q&A section. So you can just let me know if you see and hear me in the comments. And also, if you have some questions to the speakers, you can ask there. Of course, you will have also this chance after those presentations. So now I would like to invite to the stage George Todder. George is a member of Romanian Parliament. Hello, thank you for joining us today.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry, panowie.
Okay, stage is yours.
Thank you very much. I continue in English because it's easier like that. So, thank you very much for this opportunity. It's never easy to be the first speaker of the day, especially in an online event. That's why I'd like to share with you a short story to warm you up a little. I'm going to talk to you about a complex and a beautiful subject. I'm going to talk about a woman so sharp and dreadful dangers who could literally see through people. A woman innovative and audacious in so many ways. A woman so passionate and skillful that even my wife admires her. So, as you said, my name is George Todder, and I'm a member of Romanian Parliament. And the woman's name is Maria Solomea Sklodowska, or as we know her here in Romania, Marie Curie. I want to share with you 3 lessons inspired from her life that I believe we can all benefit from. Number 1 is resilience. As an innovator, she had to overcome many difficulties in order to achieve results and recognition from the community. Maria's pursuit of science was stuck with resentment and distrust from her male peers, who didn't believe that a woman could possibly be their intellectual equal. As a result, she became agnostic and fought for women's rights and education and happiness. She had very strong patriotic feeling and unconditional love for her roots. During her entire life, she had to fiercely fight for success, to educate the world in accepting her new findings, and they were proven useful beyond comprehensions. I know this sounds very familiar to all of you, which brings us to number 2, determination. This lesson is about being ready to overrun limitations. The years 1914 brought the outbreak of the World War. She couldn't do the research that had made her a reputation, so she opted to try something else. She tries X-ray, a technology which promised to save lives on the battlefield. As doctors were skeptical that radiology had a place in war, Curie headed herself to the Marne, where a battle was raging, to prove the value of X-ray machine. For this purpose, she studied anatomy books, she learned to drive, and she learned how to fix automobiles. She taught herself how to use X-ray machines and trained medical professionals in the usage of the X-ray. She went on a fundraising campaign to raise money, and by October 1914, she had a traveling X-ray unit in a Renault van, the first of 20 that she would outfit. She did more than everything to prove a legitimate point, and that has to sound more and more familiar to all of you, both in Romania and Warsaw. And the third lesson, it's about meaning. The third fact brings good news to all innovators and comes in Maria's own words. What had seemed difficult became easy and received an immediate solution. The material and the personnel were multiplied as if by enchantment. All those who did not understand gave in or accepted. Those who did not know learned. Those who had been indifferent became devoted. My friends, resilience, determination, and meaning are most important things for innovators. As a member of parliament, I will do my best to encourage the culture of innovation. I won't tell you the plan. I prefer to show everyone results. People, I know they are tired of political speeches, so thank you for your attention. May inspiration drive you through this debate, and hope to see the next European unicorn emerge from our gathering.
Thank you so much, George, for this amazing welcoming remarks. I'm sure that now this bridge will be really successful, and we will straighten this connection between Warsaw and Bucharest. Thank you for that.
Thank you for having this opportunity, and once again, I'll keep the political part of this intervention very, very low, to have more time for the interesting debates that you put it on the agenda.
Thank you so much. Now we will move to the next part of our agenda, and we will get to know the city ecosystem in both cities more, because if we would like to cooperate with the city, it's good to know the city business opportunities, their infrastructure. That's why we inviting the experts that are talking about the city ecosystem, and I would like to invite to the stage Ewelina Tomczyk-Malec from City of Warsaw.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hello, Ewelina, stage is yours.
Thank you so much. So I'll start with trying to share my screen.
Thank you,
usual, which is sometimes, yeah. Hold on. Okay. Please let me know if you can see my screen. Is everything fine? Can you see the screen? Please let me know. Okay. Okay, perfect. So coming back. Hello, everybody. It is always a pleasure to join the Thursday gathering meetings. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Ewelina Tomczyk-Malec, and I am a representative of the city of Warsaw, Economic Development Department. My unit within the city of Warsaw takes care of investor relations and cooperation on different aspects with investors who are interested in relocating to Warsaw or are already on the Warsaw market. Today, I would like to show you a few important aspects about our city, why it is so extraordinary and so interesting, and such a wonderful place to consider when thinking of new investments and relocating your investment. I think it would be very crucial to speak first about Poland as whole before coming closer to Warsaw. We are a largest population across the CE markets with a population of over 38 million inhabitants. We are the 8th largest economy in the European Union and one of the 25 largest economies worldwide. We have a very stable economy with a GDP growth of 1.7%. And something that I always like to underline is that the last 25 years in Warsaw and in Poland were without recession. So we are only such country in the European Union. This stable economy proves in international ratings, which tend to stay on the same level for the past years, and I think are a very interesting knowledge for international investors. So like you can see Fitch Ratings, Moody's, S&P Global, we tend to stay at the same level when it comes to being rated. Now, going further and talking about Warsaw itself, we are an agglomeration of 2.7 million citizens. I think what is very crucial and essential is that the Warsaw citizens have higher education, and the majority of the citizens have higher education, over 72%. And also we are a very international city. Over 40% of Warsaw citizens speak English. The incredible size of Warsaw have been also recognized through international rankings, and we have been awarded high scores when it comes to business friendliness, Polish City of the Future, as well as in the Business Friendly Perception Survey. A little about the, where Warsaw is situated. I don't know if many of you have visited Warsaw, but we are very centrally located, making it easy to communicate between other cities in Poland. Other cities are accessible by plane, by car, by train, and the distances are not that big, so it makes easy to communicate within the country. We also have a centrally located airport in the city of Warsaw, which is 20 minutes from the city center, very accessible. It offers almost 200 destinations worldwide, and it manages over 18 million passengers throughout each year. As you can see, communicating between other major cities or continents even is very easy and accessible. When talking about Warsaw, we like to talk about the three main pillars, which make Warsaw so extraordinary. Definitely, the first and most important is people, the talent pool, and it is inevitable to not talk about talent pool without talking about students and the academic centers of Warsaw. Each year in Warsaw, there's over 200,000 students studying on different faculties. And that offers over 50,000 graduates entering the labor market every year. Almost 30% of all foreign students who come to Poland choose Warsaw as the place to study. The majority of students is also considering Warsaw a very good place for career development, with a wide offer of opportunities after finishing their studies or even at the end of their studies. We have over 60 universities in Warsaw, 15 public universities and 49 private, which are ranked with high scores as well among the academic centers in Poland. The majority of students speak English. That is usually the second language spoken in Poland, so it's already taught on a very early stage of education. And on the right-hand side, you can see the amount of students studying in different fields, in chosen fields. As you can see, business and administration is over 46,000 students. Very interesting are also technical and engineering, and very popular among students, languages, as well as information and communication technologies, offering a wide talent pool of IT specialists to the market. Like I said before, the Warsaw Academic Centers have been ranked very high among the other academic centers situated in Poland. University of Warsaw, Warsaw University of Technology, as well as Warsaw School of Economics, those are the public universities, which are seen as very, ranked very highly among public universities. But we also have a wide offer from private universities, such as Koźmiński University. They offer a very big range of faculties and possible directions you can study in. Not only the people, but also the competitive labor force is something we are very proud of, because we have highly educated talent pool. Plus, as you can see, we could compare with other cities, major cities in the European Union, and not only. We are also not only a competitive labor force when it comes to education and knowledge and experience, but also when it comes to average salaries. We are still on the lower hand side than the other major cities. Also, the majority of foreign investors consider employee competence in Poland as attractive. That is why they usually choose Warsaw, because they have a wide range of talent pool to choose from. We have a very strong business services sector, a sector that we are very proud of. Some major key players chose Warsaw as the place to open some major branches of their companies. Citibank, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, IBM, some of the most important ones, but also others, like you can see on the left-hand side. And also, it is very, very important to underline that it is a sector that employs over 64,000 people right now in Warsaw, and it offers over 279 of different businesses and in different sectors, which are very complex branches, such as IT, BPO, as well as R&D. I think also the important part of a well-developed city is that we have a very highly developed startup ecosystem. We major in Warsaw in specialties such as big data, martech, marketing technology, as well as fintech. And we are the 5th place among new technological city hubs on the innovation map of Europe. Many people choose Warsaw to start their businesses here and to open new businesses in Warsaw. Another part of the Warsaw ecosystem is definitely the R&D, research and development environment. It is an environment, an ecosystem that employs over 30,000 people in scientific and R&D units. We have a wide range of public and private R&D entities, and we also tend to invest in modern and innovative infrastructure. Some of which, such as Center of New Technology at the University of Warsaw and CESAMAT, or Center for Preclinical Research and Technology, have been widely recognized by the R&D ecosystem. Talking about the second most important pillar when it comes to speaking about Warsaw is definitely our office market. We have the largest office market share in Poland. As you can see, we have over half of all the office market share in Poland. So we are the leader definitely in this sector, among other Polish cities, offering an incredible amount of office space, over 5.5 million square meters total office space. There's still new office space under constructions as we speak, over 790,000 square meters. The vacancy rate is pretty small. And as you can see throughout the years, the tendency is growing, and this sector is definitely developing. So the need is growing. And we can see new investors who are coming and choosing this place because of the incredible and modern infrastructure when it comes to office space. Also, something that we have recognized, and especially during this hard time of the coronavirus, is that new companies tend to choose a different type of office space, such as co-working. This is also a sector that is growing and is very modern in Warsaw. We offer now over 120,000 square meters of total co-working stock in Warsaw. And this sector's year-on-1-year growth rate in the last 5 years is over 75%. So it's definitely, we see the interest in this type of office space, and I suppose in the times of a pandemic, this type of office supply will be needed. So I think that this is something that will be definitely developing throughout the next years. Also, the third pillar, and I think also one of the most important, is the quality of living, which is very high, and the citizens have a very good opinion of the quality of living in Warsaw. One of the parts of the quality of living is definitely modern and efficient public transport. We have a very well-connected city with metro lines, rapid urban railway lines, buses, tram lines. A lot of investment is being made in the infrastructure with over 2.5 billion euros invested, which will be invested until 2025. And the majority of population has a good opinion of public transport. It's easy to communicate, easy to commute. All the sides of the cities are very accessible. And I think that is something that is very important, now. But also not only public transport, as well as we are really proud of, is the Warsaw public bike system. It is a system which is the 5th largest urban bike system in Europe, with over 600,000 euros. A lot of investment in new bike infrastructure is being made. It is very popular among Warsaw citizens, and the majority consider Warsaw as a bike-friendly city thanks to all those investments and infrastructure changes that have been made throughout the last years. But not only do we live by work and communicating, I think, living, working, and relaxing, those are the parts that are also very important to find the balance in life. The majority of Warsaw citizens have a positive opinion about life in Warsaw. Warsaw is a very safe city, definitely the safest in Poland, but we are also the 7th safest capital in Europe and 8th worldwide. We have a lot of green areas around the city with city parks, a wonderful riverbank, which is wild on the one hand side and organized and developed on the other hand side. And I think this makes our city so interesting and so loved by all the citizens. The offer of cultural ways to spend your time and relaxing ways to spend your time is endless. We have museums, cinemas, theaters, outdoor gyms and restaurants and public beaches. There's an incredible variety you can choose from. And I think that is something that also makes people want to move to Warsaw, because they know that they all have a way of spending their free time in a various way and try new things. And I think that is very, very important for the balance in life, apart from living, developing your career, also having a wonderful way of spending your free time. The city of Warsaw spends and invests in this side of the city as well a lot, and a lot of thought has been given to developing this side of the Warsaw. Thinking about the citizens and the way they want to spend their time in their free time. So I think it's a wonderful place to visit and to live in and to develop your career. So I hope I have showed you a few interesting sides of Warsaw. If you haven't visited, then please welcome and come and visit us. And yeah, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us, and thank you.
Thank you so much for this great presentation and some information about Warsaw. Now it's time to get to know Bucharest, and I would like to invite to the stage Michaela Todder, who will share with us some information about Bucharest. Hello.
Hello, nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you too. Thank you for your time, and the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that I managed to share the screen. Do you see my presentation? Okay, perfect.
Yes, we can see you. We can see your presentation.
Perfect. Thank you very much, and I really hope that you can hear me. So I'm Michaela Todder. I'm the public administrator of the county Ilfov. It's not specifically Bucharest, even if we are extremely close, because County Ilfov, together with Bucharest, represent the only more developed region of Romania. So together with the capital, let's say we are the main actor in economic development in Romania. It's a pleasure for us to be with you today, especially because we have a very nice setup here in Romania, and we really hope that we can make you come and invest in Ilfov, especially as we consider ourselves to be the main research and development and innovation hub in Romania, and hopefully in a few years also in the region. So here are some general data about our region. As I said, we are in this game together with Bucharest, the capital of Romania. And we, together with Bucharest, have around 2,300,000 resident population, with the highest contribution to the GDP of Romania, as well as I already mentioned, the single most developed region in Romania. The other 7 are considered to be less developed region, even if we have 1 or 2 that are competing right now for transition regions. We are very proud to have a very visible higher education setup. We have 32 higher education institutions, and we are specialized here in the region in the future of the world, like computers and information technology and engineering. We are proud to have more than 130,000 students enrolled here in the region, and to cover most of the foreign students enrollment in Romania. As I said, we are a main hub of higher education, and we really hope to consolidate this position in the near future with the support of the universities, but also with the support of the administration. As far as Ilfov County it's concerned, I don't know why. Okay, perfect. We have a population of around 500,000 of people living in Ilfov. Ilfov, it's, let's say, the circle around the capital, so we have access to the capitals from all the parts, and pretty much we are, let's say, mingling with Bucharest. We have parts of our county that are really getting into the heart of the capital. As you can see, we have a very small unemployment rate. Also, this is the situation of the entire Romania in the last few years. So 0.7% of is the unemployment rate, and we have the average wage well beyond the medium wage in Romania overall. We have 40 territorial administrative units, 8 cities, and 32 communes. And as you see, we represent an incentive for the investors, as we are ranking the 2nd place after the capital in FDIs, in foreign direct investments. We have top performing economic sectors like wholesale and retail. hopefully we can shift a little bit with investment in the next few years. Manufacturing industry, transport and storage, and constructions. You have here a very nice slide on how this is divided in our economic environment. As I said, we are the only most developed region in Romania, and we are ranking on the 19th place at European level in 2018. What is extremely important for us, and fully in line with our colleague George, the member of the parliament representing our country in the parliament, we are ranking well beyond the national average on the investment in expenditures in research and development. Around Romania, probably we are around 0.5, 0.6. But here in our region, the investment it's doubling, and hopefully we are going to reach the target that is set in European strategy for all the member states. So at the level of Ilfov County, the expenditures amounted over 4.5% of the regional GDP in 2016, and we plan to increase this percentage, as we fully believe that the economic development of the region, it's mainly staying on the shoulders of the innovation and of research and development. Our profile, as I said, as region, we are focusing on research, development, and innovation, with 55% of all employees active in the field being located in Bucharest-Ilfov area. It is important to underline that we are benefiting of one of the most important investments that the European Union, together with Romania, established in terms of research, development, and innovation, and I'm referring to the ELI project, the biggest laser ever, that hopefully will follow the deadline and will be finished in the next 2 years. So big investment, and also research, fundamental research in technologies, and this is why our county is extremely appealing for not only for the researchers, but also for the business environment, as a spillover effect is expected to happen once ELI, together with the other institutes in Măgurele, will start producing results. As already mentioned, out of the around 8,000, 9,000 employees in research, development, and innovation, almost half of them are located in Ilfov. Around, let's say, the big universities like technical ones, Polytechnica and the University of Bucharest, and the research institutes on the platform of Măgurele. In terms of foreign direct investments, we have steadily increased from 2016, and here also your country, Poland, it's giving a boost with around 1 billion euros investments in Romania, but behind Holland, Austria, Germany, Italy, Cyprus, and France, Switzerland, etc. So it's a good place for investment. The first steps were taken, and hopefully after a few meetings like that, we will open our gates for new investors in Romania. We have a strong collaboration with Poland. We are part in two projects. One that it's focusing on developing new jobs as part of ensuring the successful completion of the business transfer process, and here we are together with Malopolska region, and Smart Edge, another important project in reducing the CO2 emissions with the Krakow metropolis. So hopefully the activity that we are having together with Poland will continue, because also we have a strong collaboration with the Polish-Romanian Bilateral Chamber of Commerce, and big companies are there working together. In terms of regional innovation potential, that we think is the future for our region as well as the future of Europe. According to the European Innovation Scoreboard, the regions of Romania are lagging behind, with the exception of Bucharest Ilfov, and we are getting close to be a moderate innovator. We have a 48.5 score, in the middle, let's say, of the ranking. In terms of innovative companies active in Bucharest region, we have 43% that already have implemented innovative measures. 19, almost 20% were product related, 17% product and process, 14% process, and for 7% of the innovative initiative were not carried out or fully abandoned. We are prepared. We already prepared our smart specialization strategy with the support of the GRC. It's an initiative that was taken at national level to start discussing, I think 2 years ago, with all the regions to discover their innovative process, this strategy was part of this initiative of the European Commission. The first draft, it's ready and it's in public consultation. And the first results underline that we stay strong in ICT, which was expected, cultural and creative industries, smart systems and components, electronics, optoelectronics and mechatronics, advanced materials, food products and food safety, and of course health. Probably also due to the investments in Măgurele, where of course the laser should produce high innovative products for the health sector. We try to put together, and we are going to do it in the near future, to bring together the businesses and the science, and to offer some perspective to the business sector on what our institutes can work on and what can be brought to the real life. We had several, as I said, several events. One of the most important was the one done with the Joint Research Center. Unfortunately, in 2019, because 2020 is not it wasn't the best year to have such events. And we are happy to say that the main outcome of this event was the decision of our county and the representative of the research institutes located in Bucharest and Măgurele to have regularly meetings in order to accelerate the project, and also to collaborate in building one of our most, let's say, important projects in the area, the scientific park in Măgurele. But there, my colleague that will come after me, Madalin Ioniță, will present you this pearl, we call it, and of our development strategy, a place where I'm sure that your business representatives can find it extremely appealing in terms of location, but also results and innovative projects. As I said, Măgurele is the centerpiece of the smart specialization strategy in the region, because there we have the most important research institutes, 6 institutes and 1 faculty. The first and probably the best known, it's Horia Hulubei National Institute for Physics and Nuclear Engineering, is the beneficiary, as I said, of the ELI project, 300 million euros investments done both by Romania and the European Union. Also, we have National Institute for Research Development for Physics of Laser, Plasma and Radiation, Material Physics, Optoelectronics, National Institute for Earth Physics, Space Science, and Institute for Atomic Physics. And now I'm really approaching to the end in teasing you with what is going to happen by 2030 in our county. And we want to become an area of dialogue and small polarization, competitive, sustainable, and inclusive county. And we have 6 objectives that we are going to follow closely, as I said, by 2030. One is support and sustainable economic development and entrepreneurship. Human capital development in order to improve the labor supply. This would benefit both the economic development, but also the entire setup and the quality of life in the area. Basic infrastructure for housing and development of economic activity, protection of environment, territorial connectivity, important point for us, and of course administrative capacity in order to be able to provide a good quality public service to all our citizens and investors. In terms of pipeline of projects, let's say, we are very happy to say that the first steps were already taken in order to enhance the public utilities infrastructures. Recently, the European Commission approved a major project for water and wastewater, around almost 300 million euros, that will be deployed in the county in the next 3 years. Also, we have the waste management project in the pipeline, together with important investment in terms of connectivities with the airport, the biggest airport in Romania, Otopeni, that is in Ilfov also, and hopefully this will increase the interest of the business environment in the entire region, but specifically in County Ilfov. Developing the business support infrastructure. Here, as I said, one of the most important pieces of the puzzle is the technological and science park in Măgurele, but also our intention to start investing in acceleration and incubation of new businesses, of startups, especially innovative startups, with the support of the researchers that we have in the platform in Măgurele, but also in the two universities that are our partners, Politehnica Bucharest and the Bucharest University. Clean energy and reduction of CO2, smart mobility, it's a direction that we are going to invest in the next years. Digitalization and modern public services, and a smart and livable county. This probably will be achieved once our investments in terms of utilities and digitalization and clean energy will come to an end. Thank you very much, and I hope that I have teased you enough. And I hope that you will be paying attention to when looking at the map, and you will be interested in our investment, especially in Măgurele. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for this really useful presentation and the information. If some have a question,
okay,
they will contact you. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And now we will move to the business ecosystem. I would like to invite to the stage Agnieszka Szweda and Agnieszka Olsen from Polish Investment and Trade Agency. And I also shared in the chat the link to LinkedIn group that we created for Warsaw and Bucharest. So if you would like to stay in touch after the event, just join the group and enjoy. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Good morning. We are very pleased to be again part of the Innovation Bridge. Do you hear me? Technically, everything is fine. Can you confirm?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. My name is Agnieszka Szweda, and I work for our headquarters in Warsaw. But with me, there is another Agnieszka also, and Agnieszka represents our foreign trade office network. She's stationed in Bucharest, and she will tell you later how she can help and support the bridge between Poland and Romania. Okay, let's start with my presentation. Do you see my presentation? I don't see. I don't know what's wrong. Do you see my presentation now? No. Is it seen? Can you confirm?
You can start, and we will share the presentation. Maybe you can start. We will share the presentation. Okay. So
now,
the moment.
I think it's now coming out.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, now we can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Great. So let's go. What we are, what we do, and how we support business. So the Polish Investment and Trade Agency is a government agency that does quite a lot of different types of assistance. We assist foreign investors in Poland. We also help Polish companies in expansion. And we facilitate all kinds of businesses between Poland and the rest of the world. So I represent the investment center of our agency. So we are responsible for attracting foreign investors by providing all sorts of information about Poland, about different sectors. Also, we link foreign partners with Polish ones. We help in partnering with Polish companies, various institutions. We also facilitate contacts with Polish administration. So we actually can help at every stage of the investment process in Poland. In our investment center, in our portfolio, we have investors from all over the world. I would like to share the current figures with you and who is our main client at the moment. So in our portfolio now, the #1 investor, surprisingly, maybe for some of you, is Belarus. But this is the result of the currently run program that is to attract the Belarusian IT business to Poland. This is connected with the political situation in Belarus. But the USA is #2 because of this Belarusian program. Normally, before we started the program for Belarus, USA, American investors were definitely always leaders. In our portfolio, we also have more and more Polish investors. Polish is very aggressive nowadays in terms of investments in Poland, reinvestments, and also investing abroad. And then other major investors that are coming to Poland are South Korean investors, Japanese, and Chinese. So also Asia is strongly represented. In terms of sectors most attractive for foreign companies at the moment, there are business service sector, electromobility, automotive, and the emerging sector, which is research and development. It's very interesting, the development that is characteristic for that sector, and we see more and more interest. I will talk about this sector later on a little bit more. So altogether, at this moment, we manage 190 active projects. But since we started our activities in early 90s, we have completed almost 1,000 projects, investment projects, more than 900. So in our team, we have several internal experts, but we also cooperate with external consultants to facilitate whatever is necessary to complete investment project in Poland. In terms of attractiveness of Poland, there was a lot said about Warsaw, but what I would like to highlight is that apart from Warsaw, in Poland we have at least a few other equally interesting major cities that develop very nicely, like Warsaw, and also other cities are attractive for living, for work. So business in Poland is quite evenly spread among different cities, different parts of the country. It's not only concentrated in Warsaw. In Warsaw, particularly, the financial sector is concentrated, but in terms of other business sectors, we see the development, in fact, in other parts as well. Poland is very much appreciated for the excellent connectivity with Europe, with other parts of the world. We have airports not only in Warsaw, but we have airports in all major cities that provide international flights. And all this development, the airport, the connections greatly facilitate business between Poland and the world. Poland is the fifth biggest, in terms of population, the fifth biggest country in the European Union, the biggest in Central Eastern Europe. We have 38 million inhabitants. And official language is Polish. However, in business, English is very common, and Poland is known for a huge pool of also languages available, because Polish people like to speak foreign languages, many foreign languages, and also foreigners come to Poland and add to the pool of the languages that business can use. In terms of education, Eva said from Warsaw City Hall about Warsaw, but I would like to show you that apart from Warsaw, in other cities, we also have very good educational facility. We have a good university, including IT university. I would like to emphasize on that sector, and also R&D, because this is the innovation bridge. So in terms of IT education, in the whole of Poland, we have 86,000 IT students that are available in different cities, in different parts. So whenever investor considers Poland, we try to present the opportunities not only in Warsaw, but also in other parts, in other cities, because they are so attractive. As I already said, we are the biggest in Central Eastern Europe. Poland is as big as 6 other Central European countries combined. So this makes us most visible, I would say, in the Central Europe, on the Central European map. 60% of our population live in cities, and 23 million of Polish people are working age. This is the line shows you how our economy has been growing since early 90s, since the start of the transformation until 2019. Of course, last year will change this tendency a lot, but during that period, what is very special about Poland is that we were the only country in Europe that we never actually were affected by the recession or big crisis. Our economy really had very strong foundation and was steadily developing and growing fast through all the years until 2019. Of course, last year was different for everyone, including Poland. But when we analyze now the forecast for the development after COVID era, we are still doing quite okay. According to the forecast by European Commission, we will have one of the smallest real GDP decline in the European Union of -3.6%. So I can say that even in our work, in our investment center, last year we haven't, in fact, noticed any big crisis in terms of acquiring new projects to our portfolio. I would say that even on the contrary, there were more technology-related investors. And in that technology field, we see definitely a rapid growth of projects. So I think it will help Poland to overcome the hard time that was influenced by COVID. A lot has been already said about talent pool, about Warsaw, but in terms of the whole of Poland, I am very proud to show you how good we are, the Polish programmers in global rankings. We are one of the best in the world. Polish programmers are considered, according to HackerRank, the best in Java programming, second in algorithms in the world, and third, they are considered as the best developers worldwide. So out of about 1 million programmers that are available in Central Europe, 400,000 are placed in Poland. And this is one of the reasons why we have such a great interest from IT companies in Poland and why we have so many investors in IT sector. Our programmers are known also for the different interesting skills like, data science skills, like math skills. And they are also well known for their qualities such as persistence in solving tasks, such as ambition to tackle challenging projects. So this is very much appreciated by our investors, for whom this is very more and more often the decisive factor that attracts them to our market. As the BSS sector concerned, I would like to highlight that apart from the shared service sector, the IT sector and R&D sector are also rapidly developing, and we have a growing number of projects in that area. Definitely this business services sector is the most popular sector for foreign investors. We already have about 1,500 business services centers, but this number covers not only foreign centers, but also the Polish ones. We have about 340,000 people already employed in that sector. What we see as regards the current trend, new trend, is the R&D, interest in R&D projects. I think this share of R&D will increase very soon because definitely the whole environment, the incentives that Poland offers for R&D, I think they are very attractive, and they will attract more projects in future. This R&D is something really amazing in Poland, because when you look at Poland like 10 years ago, when you are here at that time, you could you could find hardly any R&D centers. Whereas now, if you look at the map on your right-hand side, which is the current map, we have so many of such centers that it was for us quite hard to put them on this map. So this shows you how the development goes on, and this shows you how tremendous progress Poland made over the last 10 years. Probably in 5 years, we will have to, show the R&D centers on the 2 maps or multiply the maps, because it will be impossible to show everything on one. In terms of such centers, here you can see some examples. We have over 40 R&D centers that develop AI, big data, and software products. Over 600 foreign companies, they open shared service centers and employ 250,000 people. As you can see from the examples that are shown here on that slide, the centers, they provide solutions for different sectors. It's not only IT, but it's also a media sector, it's also automotive sector, or telecom sector. As far as startups and the innovation development concern, I'm happy also to show you that we have strong activity and strong presence of Google. Google is located in Warsaw, and it has few locations. They also do R&D centers, and the whole network, we also quite proud of that the whole network of Google startup campuses is managed from Warsaw. We also have strong presence of Microsoft. About a year ago, they established in Warsaw the technology center that showcase Polish AI companies. The examples of the companies are shown here. It's a very nice initiative and very nice cooperation example between global corporation and startups and technology firms that are local. Google and Microsoft, they will continue their investments and their activities in Poland. Last year, we had a huge important announcement of further investments in innovation in Poland. They will be investing in cloud and in data center. The total investment value is $3 billion US. So this means that we will have more investors in that area in innovation, and we are very happy that this investment announcement was made last year. My last part of the presentation refers to incentives that we offer for investment projects. In Poland, generally everywhere where the investment goes, the CIT tax exemption can be offered. We also have cash grants for new projects. The cash grants are operated by our agency and our Center of Investments. There are also some incentives on the local level. Generally, there is the most popular incentives that investors use are the CIT exemption and cash grants. For R&D, we have additional incentives, and this is one of the reasons why the R&D sector develops so rapidly. If you have the R&D status in Poland, you can expect to get the most preferential terms for applying for various funds. But even if you are not having that status, but you are doing R&D works, you can deduct your expenses for R&D from your taxable base even twice or even 3 times. And we have a special tax for any income that is obtained when you sell your IP rights in Poland. The preferential rate of the tax is 5%, which is very favorable, one of the best in Europe. So that's from me. Thank you very much. Now I will let my colleague Agnieszka Olsen tell you about her office and about the PAIH in Bucharest, how she can support the bridge. Please, Agnieszka, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Agnieszka, for the introduction. Hello, everybody, and bună ziua tuturor participanților. As Agnieszka mentioned at the beginning, Polish Investment Trade Agency has many offices in the world. I represent the office in Bucharest. Our mission is to support, main mission is support Polish companies in their expansion in Romania. Core of our companies which are contacting us are exporters, producers of the different kind of products, from food and consumer goods to very complicated machinery and IT solutions. We are trying to organize for them the contacts with the potential Romanian partners. We are providing the list of the partners and arranging B2B meetings in order, of course, to discuss the potential collaboration. In 2019, we organized also, we were also part of the couple of trade events and emissions. Unfortunately, as we know, 2020 was rather not favorable for this kind of events. Let's hope that this year it's going to be much better. We are already planning a couple of events for the sectors which we think are going to be really active on the Romanian market. So, as I mentioned, core of our business, core of the companies, there are exporters, but also we have not so many as we wished, but hopefully we will attract more investments. We are working now, for example, on a very nice greenfield real estate investment in Romania, as well as one of the big companies is trying to acquire another big company here in Romania. So let's hope that we are going to have a good result of it. Apart from that, of course, we are providing very general information about Romania, about legislation, about also the business opportunities here. Well, our office is acting already, or has been acting already for more than 2 years. I'm here in Romania for almost 20 years, and I'm a happy citizen of Ilfov County. So I invite Polish companies to contact me, and also Romanian possibilities, or Romanian companies, which I invite you to contact me, and together with our head office in Warsaw, try to find the solutions also for them. Thank you very much, and here you have also some info data. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the presentation and sharing your experience. And now we will move to Bucharest, and we will hear about.
Hello, everyone.
Bucharest. Hello. Yeah. So stage is yours.
Okay. So I suppose everything is okay from technical point of view. Can you see my presentation? Eva?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you first of all for inviting me at this interesting event. I'll take this opportunity in order to present
Excuse me?
Sorry?
We cannot see your presentation. Would you like to share it? Okay, now it's great.
Now it's okay, yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Thank you. So I will use this opportunity, first of all, in order to present my team activity in connection with business ecosystem development here in the Bucharest Ilfov region. And why not to try to convince you in the second part of my presentation, you as stakeholders from Poland or from Warsaw, to join our efforts on valorization of R&D results together in cooperation and in new opportunities for both part interests. Who are you? Who are we? Sorry. So we are a non-governmental organization, which is an initiative of public authority, Ilfov County Council, launched in 2016, having as a goal of increasing regional competitiveness through exploitation of R&D results, mainly to technological transfer, but also through innovation. So these three founding members created a kind of joint venture in 2018 for the construction of a science technology park in Măgurele. This is Măgurele Science Park. From here came the name of our association, Măgurele Science Park Association. And within this association, another two important members joined in 2018, more specifically Polytechnica University of Bucharest and the University of Bucharest. Of course, as any entity that want to develop something, and we are very, very, very proud that our bet was on science, we established some strategic objective for a short term in order to create innovation and build knowledge by working together. And I pointed here some of these objectives. First of all, we are trying to create a community around this investment project, simply because we don't want to invest in buildings, in offices, without being convinced that stakeholders, community, researchers, business representatives, entrepreneurs are informed and they already plan to work and to cooperate before this investment project being finalized. Then, of course, we are focused on increasing entrepreneurial skills by supporting technological transfer and finally to capitalize the results of research activities developed in this area. As services, we are focused on three pillars: science, research, business, and education. Generally, science and business are implemented in a kind of mirror, because we are promoting, we are training community, we connect each other, because it's very important in our view to put them at the same table for discussion. And of course, we create specific activities for networkings and internalization. And on pillar education, we also think that if we want to speak about researchers and good research exploitation in the next period, we have to be now focused on pupils, on students, and that's why we will see how we act in this direction. Speaking about our community, in this moment we already signed more than 20 cooperation agreements with research representatives in the specific field of activity, from IST to mechatronics or advanced material, from textile to space sciences. More than 30 partnerships with business representatives, mainly on IST sector, because the region has the specificity of a very well-developed IT sector. But also we have with the representative from health, engineering, and services, specific services for SMEs. And of course, with the authority or other support entities at regional, national, or international level. In order to create this networking on which we want to help our community, we became member of the International Association of Science Parks and Innovation Area in 2018, but also on the network of European Science Centers and Museums. And at the national level, we are working close with the regional Bucharest for Regional Development Agency, but also with some specific support entities. And I mentioned here only two: Digital Innovation Hub and Romania Youth Forum. Speaking now a little bit about our ongoing initiative. As I said at the beginning, our main scope is to support the IFOF County Council with the development of this science and technology park in Măgurele. And this is our main scope, to create a hub for innovation in the region in the next years. This science and technology park it consists of two main areas, one for innovation and one for technological transfer. That are on this picture, and you can see a little bit, it's a kind of bridge between, because in our vision they have to work together. But also we want to invest in a science museum of future and a recreational area for all the stakeholders being involved in the future here. As sector of activity, the science and the technology park activity will be focused on advanced physics and nuclear, materials and nanotechnology, energy and IST. But of course, in time, this could be improved. Also regarding our activities, okay, we develop a community, but we want to connect them in the interest of exploiting their abilities. As I said, this is our target, to put researchers and business representatives to work together, mainly through identification from our side of research offer and business needs, creating links, matchmaking, and concluding with the relevant and interesting from economic point of view project between these actors. Also, we develop some internal tour in order to promote what we find, meaning we have monthly debates or events for promotion of research expertise, but also for promoting the business abilities, putting them together. And we create a monthly newsletter and biannual magazine, where you can find all information concerning their expertise on research and also in business. These are some proofs of our debates online. As speakers before previously said, 2020 wasn't a year for organization events, so we decided to move as much as possible all our events for promotion of research or technical expertise from business point of view in this kind of online event. Because I said that we are also interested on education. These are only two of our main initiatives in the last year, Smart Lab and RoboLab, where we invested. Smart Lab being and acting as an innovative laboratory equipped with state-of-the-art equipment, 3D printing, robotics, virtual reality scanners, and we already, let's say, contacted and supported more than 700 students, preparing more than 5 modules online, of course. And the RoboLab, it is a pilot program in programming for students and teachers. It's sponsored by one of the main commercial banks in Romania and Renault from France. More than 100 kits has been acquired and distributed for students, and more than 10 schools signed with us a cooperation agreement in this respect. So to conclude, because this is about our association, what we are a promoter of funding sources for research and business opportunity community. We want to be a facilitator between research offer and enterprises needs. We want to be also a central promotion and dissemination point for R&D, speaking about expertise, speaking about project results, speaking even about needs, and a facilitator for training, specifically for technological transfer aspects such as IPR, legal, marketing, and other in this area. Now I will go to touch the topic of business ecosystem in the region and how to start better when we speak about innovation and research than with the labor force. So the Bucharest Ilfov region has a highly developed workforce with an activity rate above the national. Also in the region, it's concentrate most of the higher education graduates from all over the country. As an example, in speaking about working age population skills, in 2017, the working age population with higher education was more than 30% of the national level. And speaking about skills, the bachelor and master's programs increase in specialization, computers and information technology, IST, STEAM education being essential in our view to support any economic development. Now about R&D environment, the region Bucharest therefore represent the main focus point of R&D in Romania, where more than 50% of R&D employees are active. From innovative enterprises point of view, out of a total of more than 4,000 enterprises, approximately 40% are here in our region. And if we speak about R&D expenditure, these are the high levels in Romania, more than 60% of country total level expenditure. What we can find in Măgurele, which is the location of our science and technology park. Here it's a specificity of the region because Măgurele accommodates the most important research platform in Romania, an already well established and the most important hub of fundamental physics research. Maybe in the southeast of Europe also. Here we can find 7 national R&D institutes and 1 faculty, and I included here their field of activity from physics, nuclear, material physics, optoelectronics, earth, space, and atomic. But there is another very important attraction in Măgurele, which is this first Romanian pan-European research infrastructure called Extreme Light Infrastructure Nuclear Physics, which is the most advanced research facility in the world in the field of photonuclear physics, and which could generate a lot of potential in the next year when after it will be finalized from technical point of view. Our area established already some smart specialization field. I will not enter here in details, but as you can see, we are speaking about health, we are speaking about IST, intelligent systems and components, and also food safety and advanced materials. Why I included here in my presentation? Because in parallel, I will show you why which is the regional context on which all these specialization areas, smart specialization area appear in our region. So if you look at IST as smart specialization area, we can see that we can say that in the region we have the most concentration of IST companies. We also have the highest number of accelerators and hubs on IT sector. We have the largest number of employees in the file. If we speak about intelligence system and components, we find here the most and numerous R&D institute with very intense activity and numerous projects in partnership. And we have here this ELI and pan-European infrastructure, which counted only today at the beginning more than 100 researchers from all around the world. So Going further at the entrepreneurship area, regional characteristics are beneficial to support entrepreneurship. We can find here know-how, we can find here support structure, we can find here very skilled labor force and sources of financing. Also, the number of people, young people interested in entrepreneurship increased in the last period. One in two being favorable to becoming entrepreneur. But another important aspect is related with the investors in startups and scale-ups. And here I presented a situation indeed at national level. And we can see that as a general trend, both investments volume, but also the number of transactions have been significantly grow in the last years. And very important is that the value of local or Romanian investors increased as part of the total venture investment in the last years. We have in our region, business support structure, which could support, of course, business development. We are speaking about business center, we are speaking about business hub, there are international teams, there are international methods and tools. And if we are referring at the research and the development and innovation, we have the most concentrated network of technological transfer and innovation center, but also clusters and high agglomeration of clusters and industrial parks are here in our region. Speaking about key players, we have to have in mind that the Bucharest Steel Fob is the most developed in Romania, with the GDP per capita more than the European average. Then, of course, we can find here important companies doing businesses, but also important companies performing R&D activities in close cooperation with public institutes. And all these activities could be supported by investors, as I mentioned in my previous slide. I put it here. I included here some regional strengths, as I said at the beginning, maybe to convince you to come easier in the region. So the region is hosting the country top academic institution and research infrastructure. We can find here also the largest share of SMEs and large enterprises in the country. The region is ranked with a moderated innovator, the rest of 7 being modest innovator. In the region, there are established almost of the important companies and key players in business and R&D. The region has, through Măgurele, for our science and technology park, a very excellent location, being we are very close to Bucharest, the capital center, and benefiting of all the advantages of such an excellent location. We can find here support infrastructure for business development, but also skill developed on various fields of specialization. And at the end, I presented here something that I think that will support all I said before. According with this European Citizen Region report of future published by Financial Times, we can see that speaking about the top 10 mid-sized European regions of the future, Bucharest ILFOF has ranked on 9, being in good position for human capital and lifestyle, on 7, being on 7 also from economic potential, and being on the first position if we are speaking about business friendliness. So I hope that all this convinced you that we can be a reliable partner for your businesses, for your interests. So you have all the necessary contacts here. Don't hesitate to contact us. And thank you again for invitation and your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we will move to the startup ecosystem. So I would like to invite Maciek Sadowski from Startup Hub Poland to share a few words about Polish startup ecosystem.
Super good to meet you. Thank you very much, Eva, for having me, and Madeleine for a very interesting, and I hope the one that can be explored by both cities in the future presentation and the format that you have designed. So thank you very much. And my job is right now to tell you a little bit more about how Venture Cafe and CIC, together with my organization, Startup Hub Poland, how we celebrate the achievements of Polish startup ecosystem and some information about this ecosystem itself. So I will share the presentation with you immediately. Right. I hope we can do it right away. Give me just a second.
Okay, I will tell you if it's visible and.
All right. I think it's going to be fine.
Yes. So Maciek, stage yours.
Hi guys, so again, my name is Maciej Sadowski. I hope that I haven't made too many mistakes in this short apostrophe on the top left on my beginning slide, where I wanted just to cheerfully say hello to you and also admit something personal, which is my job. I will show it in a second, hidden in my slides. My job is to travel all across Central Eastern Europe and help most talented engineers, startuppers, high-tech founders to reach the global level with their projects, with their ventures. And due to my mission, I am quite often guest in Bucharest. And I need to say that I am so much in favor with the city, especially with, I know it's maybe not that professional, but especially with its cultural and lifestyle valors. I really like to spend time there. I believe like there is always a spring in Bucharest, no matter in which time of the year I travel there. The idea of Startup Hub Poland and its mission is to present Polish ecosystem, but never alone. Always to give our partners, our colleagues, not only from Central Eastern Europe, but also from Canada, from United States, from Arabic countries, from China and Far East, to show the picture that Poland is somehow composed in a larger entity, which is called Central Eastern Europe. It is very hard for them to understand why should they work with Estonia, with Poland, with Romania alone. So we rather want to explain that this is a very vivid and very bind neighborhood, and we should be treated in a way as one market, no matter the legislation is different and there are boundaries, but still between Romania and Poland, countries like Czech Republic or Lithuania, they are not, we are in European Union, so I think this explanation is quite legit. The mission of Startup Hub Poland is mainly to pop up most interesting, most prominent, most, let's say, disruptive technologies from our country, from Poland, but also from Romania and other countries from the region, and let them communicate, connect, forge some alliances, especially venture capital transactions with international partners. The condition is we really want these investments are coming to our region, not that our engineers are going abroad. I checked before today's meeting that Romania and Poland are fighting in a very bad way to have the splendor of being the first or the second most drained countries in European Union. It means that we have the biggest netto deficit with our engineers who graduate from our universities. From Poland and Romania, we are very much like ex aequo here. we are giving up lots of great people who are going to other countries. And of course, as a liberal, I always appreciate the fact that our great minds can travel all around the world. But still, my dream is that they will remain in Poland and Romania. Maybe they will circulate between Bucharest, Budapest, Bratislava, Warsaw. This is great, but I rather want to see the intellectual property being developed in our region. And there are some very strong arguments, very strong cases to prove that we are actually a very strong neighborhood. We have more patent applications than Scandinavia, or more universities with high-tech talents than Mediterranean area. So if we stop looking at Poland alone or Romania alone, we actually appear as quite a significant actor, quite significant player on the global stage. There are no reasons to dilute our importance, our valor, just by reducing our scope and our ambitions to one country. This is why Startup Hub Poland, although we are located in Warsaw in Poland, just next to Venture Cafe and CIC, we are never egoistic, and we never claim that Poland is just the sole actor here. We rather want to show our muscles in good alliances. And the other quite reasonable reasonable reason is not a very fortunate metaphor, but a reasonable case that our region is actually the place where you wealthy investors should come next season and invest in some of startups, is the great table that I am showing you right now. I started kindly with Estonia, and then we have Poland and Romania, Hungary, Slovakia, and Slovenia and Slovakia, to show that we already have some really great companies that was unknown 15 or 17 years ago, and right now they are hegemonic players on their markets, in their niches. And Romania with its beautiful UiPath, for example, or eMAG, or Polish Allegro, CD Projekt, not to mention, for example, Dog Planner. These are brands that can prove our ambitions, that we provide every year better and better targets for international investments. And I think this slide also reflects this truth. We see the venture capital tickets and valuation of transaction rising from 2013 up to 2019. I need to find the 2020 data. I already saw them, but I haven't incorporated them to the presentation yet. But the trend is still active. So Poland and Estonia and Romania in the first in the first 10th, we are really giving the tempo of the whole market. Of course, in terms of venture capital tickets, if it counts for you. For me, this is the best barometer for the vividness or the strength of a given market in terms of high-tech solutions. And a little bit about Poland, because of course you might be mostly interested not in numbers about Romania or Central Eastern Europe, but about Poland. We are a very interesting market if you are looking for a great infrastructure and for a great talent pool, as well as great subsidies from governmental partners and private investments from venture capital market. I will go in this order to the next slide. So talking to students, every fourth student, his or her, after graduation in Polish university, is a technical student, is an engineer. So you can imagine how much our cafeterias and our bars and our pubs, and of course, taking COVID away a little bit from a perspective right now, are crowded with engineers in every major cities. We have 16 big cities with universities, and all of them are equipped with technological parks and technological centers. We also have a nice network of organizations that are subsidizing our ecosystem with competences and with money, Polish money and European Union money. And notable fact is that counting all other countries from the region, apart from Poland together, they give altogether equal value of high-tech or R&D grants than Poland alone. So it's super, super reasonable for startuppers from all over the region to just jump in for a good milestone to Poland to develop a certain element of the technology using grants that are subsidized by the our governmental agencies or related to government agencies in 85% sometimes. So you already met the Polish Agency for Investment and Trade, a great partner, actually our genuine ambassador of the dynamic changes of Polish markets, but also National Center for Research and Development, Polish Agency for Enterprise Development, Polish PARP, and Agency for Industrial Development, which is giving very good loans, almost 0% interest. So great instrument for startups and for small ventures, small companies. These are just numbers. On the right side, you see it equivalent in euro. More than half billion euro is being provided to the market of startups and scale-ups in a very nice structure. Most of the money is going to the smallest entities, and then the bigger company becomes, the smaller support they can get. So it's a very logical structure. If you are strong, if you have proven your value and your the market demand that stands behind you, the less money from subsidies you need. And the interesting part is that and actually I think it's super interesting for Romanian friends, 77% of all entities that received any euro from Polish part of the high-tech budget for the acceleration budget goes to ICT projects. So we very much alike Romania. We are ICT hub. In the 90s, where I was a young student, pupil in my high school, we were all playing with computers, and we didn't have many laboratories in our high schools, but computers were already there. So we have lots of coders in Poland. Now they are developing their companies and displaying quite significant successes. One of the last slides is dedicated to Poland Prize. This is an acceleration framework for those of colleagues from, for example, Romania, who are willing to just expand their business to Poland, meet new people, expand with your network, with your industrial partnerships, and get some money. It's altogether 75,000 euro plus minus, just to build capacity of your company in Poland, get the proper soft landing, meet partners, and make proof of concept together with them. This is non-equity grant and non-refundable grant. So this is just the money that your new Polish company gets to the pocket, and you can just say that you are not only Romanian startup, but just interlocal startup. Startup Hub Poland is not taking part in this program as an operator. We rather see our mission as a general supporter, as a general ambassador of this framework, because we were one of the managers of the pilot version of Poland Prize with a huge success. Companies from Romania were applying to us. 12% of our applications came from Romania. Funny fact, 11% from Israel. Scale Up is another great instrument of Polish Agency for Enterprise Development, where you can get also around 50,000 euro non-equity grant. You just need to be already registered in Poland and be a Polish entrepreneur, of course, in terms of legal entity, not in terms of your passport, because you can be from Johannesburg, from Helsinki, or from Honolulu. The matter is just that you need to create your Polish entity. There are lots of formats that are also focused on the challenges, global challenges, in terms of environment, in terms of healthy neighborhood and good public services, the programs that reduce negative effects of industrial production. One of them is Harmless Tech Club. The second one is, okay, I will come back to it, is Huawei Startup Challenge. I'm mentioning them because not only there are great prizes in these formats for startups from all over the region, but also because they are very much focused on those challenges that have some relation with the social impact. So not only business, but also business plus mission, which I particularly love most of all. I skipped this slide, but I want to return to it since I have still 30 seconds to talk to you. Poland is also tries to be a great ambassador for Belarusian startuppers. We know the situation there is bad, if not to say horrible, and we know lots of great people, our friends, our colleagues, my age. They want to find a good haven, a safe haven, where they can just stay for some time, develop their business, increase their scope of activities, and Poland plays here a significant role. So if by any chance, during this sad COVID time, or after COVID season, you will come to Warsaw, you will meet Eva, myself, and our old friends from Poland. You will also see many, many great startups that recently started from scratch in Poland, just because Belarus in this time is not a very safety place for them to run business. And having said that, I want to thank again Eva and the whole team to enable us to have another great bridge, this time between Poland, Romania, Warsaw, and Bucharest. I hope that you will enjoy your table meetings. I am also open with my colleague Kacper Tyrała, who you can find in the participant list, to tell you a little bit more about those topics that I only mentioned in my 15 minutes slot. And what I can say, guys, if there is anyone who can share this belief that we are super strong and super sexy as a region as a whole, then I am very much happy to combine my forces with you and build this reputation of the region using Romanian flag and Polish flag as those two, strongly waving on the wind as our natural brands of this region. So thank you very much, and I'm giving the microphone back to Eva and the studio in CIC Venture Cafe.
Thank you, Maciek. It's professional and really inspirational. So thank you for that. Before we will move to the Bucharest startup ecosystem, I would like to invite Wiktoria Przybylska. Wiktoria is running the programs Microsoft for Startups here in Poland, and she will just share a few words about the possibilities for startups. Also, if you would like to meet and talk with Wiktoria for 30 minutes, you can sign up for office hours. We will share the link to Calendly in the chat. And after that, we will move to the Bucharest startup ecosystem, and it will be the last presentation. We will have a chance to network a bit on our virtual platform, and also in the meantime, we'll have startup pitch session where startups will share their ideas, solutions, and we'll talk about their products. So this is the plan for the rest of the event. Wiktoria, stage is yours.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maciek. One more time.
Yes, my pleasure, always. Thank you, Eva.
It was very inspiring, and there were so many insights about the region. I hope I will use that insights also in Microsoft, and I will tell you a few words about Microsoft and how we are helping startups in the region. First of all, before I do it, and in the meantime, I will share my presentation. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm a big fan of Innovation Bridge. And I'm very happy that we can share our experiences between two ecosystems. Okay, so I hope you can see the presentation. Okay, so to start, I'm responsible for startups in Microsoft for Startups. I'm both scouting startups across Poland and help them grow when they are in the program. So how we are helping startups, it's good to start with the beginning and ask the question what startups needs. And what they need are two things. First is technology, and the second are customers. So we are trying to give both. First, starting with technology. As Microsoft for Startups, we have the offer of giving the grant of maximum $120,000 as credit for Azure. And together with that goes everything that you can see on the screen. So you have many tools to build on. We believe that to really expand and really speed up your business, you need like a solid ground for it. So this solid ground is a technology in that terms here. But obviously we are not just giving you grants for Azure to use the Azure, but we also build the whole ecosystem around that and the whole support. So first of all, what we are helping you with is to scale your business. So we have one of the biggest worldwide reach in terms of customers. We have well-established customers relationships with both enterprise and smaller clients. So first of all, we are trying to see you as seeing you as a partner with which we are working together. We connect you with our customers, and together with that, there are usually very great projects coming. Apart from that, we help you on the way from onboarding to international expansion. So first of all, you have dedicated person that is helping you to onboard. Either you are already on Azure, then is less work, or you're on another cloud. We are helping you to migrate, but we also give you dedicated technical support. Also, there is me on the way, and I'm on each stage helping you to build your solution on our cloud. And the last thing is the support that we are giving locally. So we, as Microsoft for Startups, we have offices, we have people responsible for startups in most of the CE countries, also in Bucharest. And we are helping you with PR and marketing. So we are sitting down thinking about what we should do, how we can help you, what are your priorities right now in terms of your business. We also have marketplace for B2B solutions. So there is like a app store, but for B2B. You can publish your solution on this marketplace, and any potential client can see that. Your client can also buy it through this marketplace, so you don't really need any entity in each country. You have much less work in terms of former stuff that you need to usually do with a new vendor, because Microsoft is already added as a vendor in most of enterprise clients. So it's much less hassle with all the work around selling. And the most important thing, who are we looking for? Obviously, we are not sticking to requirements, but we have some basic requirements that are guiding us through selection. For sure, we are looking for B2B startups, and this is because this is the only way we can help you with your growth and with sale. As we have business clients, we can connect you only with our clients So that's how we are helping you. So that's what our marketplace is doing. So we have this marketplace for business, and that's why we are only supporting B2B solutions. You need to have some funding. We are usually looking for $500,000, but if you have less, it's still fine. We can still talk about your potential nomination. Also, you need to be no more than 7 years old. I mean, 7 years is a maximum for the program. And we are looking for partners that are willing to grow and are willing to engage in promotional activities. Those activities are also promoting your solutions. So I believe this is a win-win situation. And yeah, we have a team, as I said, across the region. So I'm happy to connect you with the right person. We have a new person in Bucharest, so he's not here with us today, but he's happy to work with you once he feels comfortable in our organization. So please feel free to contact me first, and then we will see what we can do together, and and how we can help you as Microsoft. So this is
Thanks a lot, Victoria.
All from my side. Thank you very much, Eva.
Thank you. We shared the link to Calendly, so you can sign up for office hours. And now we will move to Bucharest ecosystem part. So I would like to invite Gabriela to the stage. Hello, Gabriela. Hey.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you. It's thank you for being with us, and also Gabriela represents the organization that is a bridge partner from Bucharest side. So thank you for making it happen. I just would like to also remind you that if you would like to stay in touch after the event, you can join LinkedIn group that we created. You can find link in the comment. Okay, so stage is yours.
Thank you. Can you see my screen? Is everything okay?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Maciek and Victoria for painting such an informative picture about the startup ecosystem, not only in Poland, but also in Central and Eastern Europe. My name is Gabriela Łonoțu. I'm an assistant project manager for Innovix BCR, and today I will be talking to you about the startup ecosystem in Romania, but also delve a little deeper into how our program fits into this context. There's no denying that the startup ecosystem in our country has seen a steady growth in the recent years. However, there is still room for improvement. As you can see from this most recent study, only 60 out of the 510 global unicorn companies come from Europe. That is around 12% of the total global count, and only 10 out of those 60 come from Central and Eastern Europe. As for Romania, we only have one unicorn as of 2020, so there's still a lot of things to be done. This is the context in which Innovix BCR comes into play. Recognizing the immense untapped potential within the Romanian startup scene, we decided to start an accelerator based in Bucharest. Our mission? It is to accelerate startups from Central and Eastern Europe, companies with immense potential for their disruptive technologies to hit the global scene and scale internationally, while also supporting the startup ecosystem in the region, which is very important for us. How we can help? Some common reasons why many startups fail to scale their businesses are usually lack of funding and support, but also not having a good enough scaling strategy. So with this in mind, we designed a 6-week intensive bootcamp with top educational methodologies covering 3 important areas: business, finance, and technology. We also have a team of experienced mentors that offer high-value support to our companies in topics varying from law, finance, and branding, which is very important, especially if you're just starting out. Our companies can also implement the latest technologies and form partnerships with global leaders from Microsoft, UiPath, Elite, and Modex, which offers them a very important competitive advantage, especially in the beginning. Affording the right infrastructure is also very important for business, especially when first starting out. So we offer $150K in cloud hosting, RPA, and many other tools that they can use in order to grow their companies further. Plus, access to global networks and events. The most important thing for us is the success of our companies. So with this in mind, our results speak for themselves. We've had 87 accelerated companies over the span of 2 years. We've had 22 corporate partnerships, 35 European grants and investment, 18 new corporate clients, 103 high-skilled jobs. We've also had already 2 alumni partnerships between the winners from the previous cohorts. We've had 83 events, both local and international, and a total of $16.9 million in funding raised by our alumni. In terms of the investment scene, thanks to the amazing UiPath, Romania ranks the first in Central and Eastern Europe in terms of the total investments in startups within the last 7 years, together with Estonia. Another very clear sign that we are on the right track is that as of last year, 77% of the capital invested in the Romanian startups come from local capital. That is a 51 increase in just 1 year. So we are pretty excited about the things that are going to come from this. It will come as no surprise that the biggest amounts go into the startups that incorporate artificial intelligence, machine learning, and blockchain. Our program continues this year as well with the Grinders Cohort, which will consist of a 6-week intensive bootcamp starting with the 15th of March. If you have an innovative business in Central and Eastern Europe with a turnover between 50K and 500K euros, and if you want to scale your disruptive technology globally, you can apply to our program until the 5th of March. I'd also like to mention that it is completely free of charge. Our strategic partner BCR has covered all the costs, so you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. What's in it for the winners then? Apart from the perks that I've mentioned previously, the winners will also get the chance to gain global exposure by joining us at the Startup Grind Conference in Silicon Valley in 2022. And our partners from Microsoft, UiPath, Elite, and Modex will each award their favorite company with an exclusive prize. Thank you for your time. If you are interested in finding out more about our program, you can find us on innovix.eu. You can also find us on social media. We're very active there, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Before finishing, I'd like to invite 2 of our alumni to talk more about their companies, to give us a more detailed view into the Romanian startup ecosystem from people that have been there and done that, and talk more about their experience in the accelerator and their amazing results and growth. We will first start out with Email Tree. They are an end-to-end AI tool for productivity and also the winners for the previous Grinders cohort from last year. And they will be followed by Thinkware, an open banking pioneer and also winner of the Best Innovative Startup. That was all for my end of the presentation. Now I'd like to give the stage to Cassius from Email Tree, and good luck and thank you.
Thank you, Gabriela. Do you see my screen? It's okay. Hello? Do you see my screen? Okay, thank you.
Yes, we can see it.
Thank you. So, well, Email Tree is a team it's, born in Romania and now headquartered in Luxembourg. Recently also opened in Paris, and I wanted to thank you to what Maciek said. I liked a lot the idea of having the IP here in Europe generally, and building our own unicorns here in Europe. So Email Tree stands for Reply to Customers Requests in Seconds with a customer service hyper automation. We are using for that we read the text coming from emails, chat, paper, even voice to text through an intelligent end-to-end customer service automation. So using NLP, machine learning, RPA, that is end-to-end flows. So when an email comes into the customer service inbox, we read it, we understand it, we get the sentiments, different variables, and we do an action prediction. All these elements are considered and as inputs redirected to a dispatcher, and from there the tasks are also delegated. Could be to a human agent or to robots like UiPath or Power Automate from Microsoft. Once the job is done by the human or by the robot, this returns into the reply generator, where using the machine learning and responses suggested with different confidence levels, we generate those responses and we send back to the client. So at the end of the day, we see that we feed robots using all these inputs coming from the different texts. What happened in 2020, it was, I would say, very exciting. It was a year when we accelerated a lot. We're in the middle of the year, and in September we ended the Innovix accelerator with our first place. And following that moment, we reinforced and accelerated all the partnership, technological alliances, and marketing and co-sell, now in preparation with Microsoft UiPath. That is this huge milestones. Of course, it's also the proof of concept with BCR, Banca Comercială Română. Our customers, old ones and new ones, like WebHelp, joined us, and now we are training and delivering e-metry to these new companies. Of course, my dear friend Cosmin, partnership with Thinkware, which we love, this solution for the open banking. So we accelerated a lot since September, and since the second lockdown, it's a wave coming, and this first year of the year, it's quite surprising the volume of requests and the text requests arriving into our platform. That is why we wanted to accelerate also the development, the R&D, and the sales effort. Well, we applied to the European Commission investment program. We were very, very close to have some funds from there, but we did not block on that. We are closing at the end of the month 1.3 million euro funding. It's a bridge round before the Series A that we are. It's scheduled for the end of 2021. So it's going to be a exciting and accelerated year together with Microsoft UiPath and all the BCR and the new clients and the new R&D team. I must say again, our R&D team is located in Romania, Sibiu, Timișoara, Bucharest. Now we are growing also in Luxembourg and in Paris. Thank you, and if you need us, we are here to instant responses to customer requests. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassius. Thank you, Email Tree. And we're very excited to see what's in store for you guys in the future. Now, I'll give the stage to Cosmin Cosma from Thinkware to tell us more about his company. Cosmin?
Yeah, first of all, I would like to have a confirmation from one of you that you see my screen and you also hear me.
Yes,
it's working.
Cool. So thank you very much for this invitation made by you as organizers and also by Innovix to be here in this online event. I very much miss Poland, and I will tell first of all my story with Poland, my love story with Poland. This is a picture that I took in 2018. Already started the Thinkware startup company. And if somebody can recognize, this is taken at the 38th level, somewhere in Warsaw. It is the heart where we won the biggest prize in Citibank Innovation Prize for PSD2 for open banking. This is another picture with me in the 2019. It is in January. I was presenting at a program for startups in Warsaw. We were there, supported and met also our embassy. And the local diplomatic community of Romania in Poland. This is in Katowice, invited by one bank that has the headquarters in Katowice to speak in front of their management team. This is also in Katowice in December, together with our ambassador and together with the director of the payment supervisory in National Bank of Romania at FinTech Katowice. This was an event that I pushed to happen. I also have the head of the president of Romanian FinTech Association, and the channel to communicate with the Polish innovation ecosystem, especially in the FinTech area. It is something like a mission for me. I heard Maciek speaking a lot about collaboration, and Maciek, I really want to get in touch with you. Let's speak together, because I want this love story with Poland to be like something that creates value. Unfortunately, in 2020, I couldn't come to Poland. I can't wait to come back to Poland. Let me tell you a bit about the company now. We are doing innovation, research and development in the field of open banking. As you might know, European Commission put all the banks to open their infrastructures for innovative fintechs to come take the data on the consent of on a very strict consent of the customers and create innovation on top. What we are doing, we are creating a platform between, we are a middleware, we are creating a platform of data between the banks and the innovation on top. We are an innovation partner for the banks and an innovation platform for the fintechs. We work with banks, enterprises, fintechs. We have some big, major interesting projects, like within the COVID lockdown last year, we connected fully remotely the Croatian market, banking market in full production mode for OTP Banka in a POC with them. For the first time, and launched in production in Romania, open banking at Banca Transilvania, which is the market leader here in Romania. And our main focus is Central and Eastern Europe. So Poland, as you see, is the biggest country in my screen. So that's why I'm kind of very in love with Poland, and we want to do as soon as possible something there. This is our team. This is our founders. And let me tell you a bit about innovation acceleration that Innovix is providing. And I can testify as beneficiary of this innovation program. Last year, we entered in the Innovix Accelerator. And let me show you the next slide, which shows in a screenshot all the things that we got through and because of being in the Innovix Accelerator. We got last year a Seal of Excellence for Innovation from European Commission. We got funded from big funding partners. We got a partnership within the ecosystem of Innovix with Cassius just spoke with you some minutes ago. We got in the technology alliance with UiPath. We got 8 POCs with big corporate customers, prospects. We got in the Microsoft for Startups, and they have a grant. You heard they are helping the startups indeed. And we also are included in the CMS, the global law company in their equip startup program. Well, the most important just came out fresh in the media one week ago. It is our seed round, which was conducted by Elevator Ventures. So if I am to recommend coming to an accelerator, Innovix is my best option. And I know what I'm speaking about. We are alumni of 4 other accelerators, and by far Innovix is the best of all. What's next for Thinkware? You can see this is the map that comes back in the pitch. Maybe Poland prize. We are looking, and I heard about this Poland prize. We would very much like to engage with you and find out more about Poland prize. This is from my part. Thank you very much for your attention, and come to Romania. I will surely come back to Warsaw as soon as possible.
Thank you, Cassius. This is all for our presentation for today. Thank you for having us, Eva and Venture Cafe. And we are very excited for the rest of the event with our Polish friends. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. It was great also to hear about your experience with Warsaw. At the picture, like it's this building, Cambridge Innovation Center, Innovation Campus. That's we opened it this year in July. It's invisible on the picture, but once you visit Warsaw, just let us know, and you are invited here. We'll show you everything.
Thank you for the invitation, and I will surely come. But solve also the COVID issue as soon as possible.
Yeah, we are keeping our fingers crossed. I think everyone. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, so we will quickly move to the startup pitch session, and after that we will have a chance to talk with each other at the tables. So now I would like to invite to the stage Andrzej Ludko for Logistic to tell what's about your solution. Every startup have 3 minutes, so please be conscious about the time.
Okay. Thank you, Eva. First of all, to tell you that we've been together with NGO in business trip in Bucharest, and it was delightful as well as people. So we hope that together we will try to reach some points and do some business together. Okay, so I'm Albert. I'm a co-founder of For Logistic. We are a marketplace which connects owners of the warehouses with entrepreneurs who would like to rent particular space for a short period of time. The easiest way to introduce our idea is to compare our solution to Booking.com, but for logistic sector. The main problem which owners of warehouses struggle with is empty, untenanted spaces. This vacancies creates costs like electricity, for security, for taxes, but the most important problem is no incomes in that particular space. Our solution is platform which works in automation way, which connects both parties, both sides of agreements in 3 easy steps. like find your space, sign a contract, do a payment, and your space is ready to access. Our market in Poland is more over 20 million of square meters of warehouses, and according to JLL and Savills report, there are 7% of vacancies, which means 1.5 million square meters are to arrange. Our competitive advantages is that we try to change old-fashioned model, and we change long-term agreements just into short-term agreements. We are providers and we are pioneers in shared economy thinking, and we are promoting a co-housing way of thinking and way of rent space. Our team is growing. Currently, we are like 6, but this month we are hiring 3 new employees, and we are going to expand new markets and new countries in Europe and in the whole world. Thank you. If you would like to find more information about us, do not hesitate to join our demo table. We are waiting for you with any question and to network and other things.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I would like to invite now Enelsek. Last one, can you join us? Great. Thanks a lot. Stage is yours. Last one, you are on mute. Okay, can you try now? Okay, maybe without earphones? Okay, we will wait in the minute. Maybe in the meantime, we will invite another startup. Bogdan, can you join us at the stage? You need to switch on your. Okay.
Is it better? Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, sorry for some technical issues. So Bogdan, you will be the next. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, Razvan, stay.
Okay, thanks. I'm managing an EFSEC, a Romanian company based in Bucharest, founded in 2013, with a very niche competence in the security for IoT and industrial IoT. We lived our existence out of selling cybersecurity services for enterprise customers and mostly the one in utility sector. But we want to develop a product. We started to work on a product because we are very aware of the cybersecurity threats against the devices that are present in our home. So we're building a security operations center for the home IoT. What we want to achieve with that is to offer end users like yourselves and also myself an affordable way of having peace of mind due to our devices in the home, which right now it's out of the question. It's just not possible. The latest statistics says that there are around 7 billion IoTs in in the world right now, with a number to increase to up to 41 billion. I don't know about you, but before the pandemic, I had exactly 0. And right now, 1 year later, I have 6. And I'm trying to be a user that stays away as much as possible of connected devices. Because although they are very convenient, they have all types of vulnerabilities that can gain access to somebody, to a bad guy, access to your data, to financial data, access to your privacy, and in the end, even access into your home if you own a smart lock. So right now, it seems that we are doing even worse here than on the physical security for our houses. In a study published by Avira, it seems that the average UK home, which are a little bit more advanced in buying IoTs than Romania or in general Eastern Europe, there are 10 connected devices in the house. If we don't protect ourselves, what can happen? We can lose data. We can have privacy issues like camera being hacked, which right now is a problem both for, we don't want somebody else to look at us, but it's also a matter of privacy for our companies since we are working from home. Fraud means that you can get your credit cards swiped from your systems. For example, if you pay Amazon, if you order from Amazon groceries directly from your fridge, which is something that starts to happen more often. And the physical security means, either the lock, or it might be somebody that wants to break into your house and just watches your schedule, knowing when your lights are on and off, your smart grid consumption, meaning knowing what energy or water or else you're consuming, which at the very first level seems to be not a big problem, but for somebody targeting you, that can be really personal. The competition, we're not the first in the market, but we're the best. The competition until now build boxes that you need to connect to your next to your routers that are coming from the ISPs, from your internet providers, which have a large initial investment. Then they also need a subscription, and it requires knowledge to know what to do in order to patch a vulnerability, not just learn that you have a problem. What we're building is a subscription-based platform that firstly detects, then try to remediate automatically some problems that you might have. And then if you cannot do it, to connect you to cybersecurity engineers around the world in a Airbnb-like system in which you can choose based on price, based on skill, based on the ratings that the engineer has. So somebody else on an affordable price tag can do the work for you because we all lack competencies and time. The platform will offer 4 functionalities. Firstly, it will tell you how many devices and what devices you have in the house. It will do the threat detection, so we'll understand what type of problems you have. Then it will provide some remediations, and then we'll give you the opportunity to link to cybersecurity professionals. We have a very niche team, as I said in the beginning, which works with projects related to the 5G network security and with edge computing in mind. What makes us really different is that we made a certification solution that allows the communication directly between the router from the internet provider to your devices in the house, which I know is boring, but it's something which is really, really special and allows us to intervene at the application level on your device and not just cut all the internet to a particular device that might have a problem, which is the situation of what's going on now. We're helping everybody. We're helping the end user customers because this way you have 24/7 support on a flexible rate that depends on what you want to choose. We help the cybersecurity engineers because we're offering them exactly like Airbnb, a way to do some extra income when you're not working for a company. Yeah.
Thank you so much, but we will
okay.
we need to move to another pitch, but don't worry, because you will have a chance to get to know all the participants and also talk about your company more at the tables. So now we would like to do the quick introductions and then move to the tables.
Thanks. So looking forward to see you at the tables then.
Yeah, thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Bogdan to the stage.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, stage is yours.
I will try to share the screen now. So everybody needs food, and all of us will die. Unfortunately, some of us, precisely 1 in 5, will die because of poor nutrition. How we solve this poor nutrition challenge? We are looking on how we eat. We are looking on 30 nutrients, and we compare with how we should eat. And making this comparison, we are able to determine the area where we should improve our eating habit. You can see here the purple areas. We take all this information and we put it in a patent pending algorithm, and we use weight objectives, and we use user preferences, and we take data from wearables to provide these benefits for free to all our users. And for those who want to improve their nutrition assessment accuracy, we are selling the nutrigenetic test, the gut microbiome test, blood and urine test, when we provide the exact quantities of food and supplements. This is the most important differentiator between us and our competitors, because we are giving actionable data to all of our users. And because we know the food, we can put it on daily and weekly basis, and we are providing meal plans to our users based on subscriptions, for sure. We look on 30 nutrients. We have already launched on Romanian market the nutrigenetic test, and we have success with this. And on top of this, we have partners who provide more at-home medical tests to increase the accuracy of nutritional deficiency assessment. And we have a provider of personalized nutritional supplements from Germany. We look on 2 types of customers. One is health reactive, and the second one is health proactive. And we will have on these markets several revenues. One revenue will come from nutrigenetic testing. The second revenue will come from our digital nutrition platform, who will provide ultra-personalized recommendation in food and supplements. And to close the circle, we are giving, for those who need, personalized nutritional supplements. This is the executive team. This is the advisory team, internationally recognized professors in nutrigenetics and metabolomics, specialists in sales and online marketing. And as I mentioned before, we started almost 3 years ago selling nutrigenetic testing in the market. We was accepted in a European Innovation and Technology Accelerator 2 years ago. We started the patent pending process at European Patent Office. This year we launched our digital nutritional platform, and in the same year we want to start the delivery service with our personalized nutritional supplements. And at the end of the year, we want to implement robot process automation to make operation more efficiently, and we want to implement blockchain to cover GDPR requirements. Regarding competitors in these 2 criteria, we have a lot of competitors, but we are on the top right part of the chart, because we take in consideration quiz. We have digital markers, the most important differentiator between us and our competitors. We have biological markers, nutrigenetic testing, gut microbiome, and other type of at-home tests. And we are providing food and supplements, exact quantities our users need. We need an investment of 1.1 million. We want to cover these countries. Poland is one of the most important countries from our vision, because we already start this business there with nutrigenetic testing activity there, and we want to be there with all our services. And to achieve our break even in the second year, we will have this revenue. And until now, we are happy that we were supported by many entities. One of them, it is Innovix, who support very well, and we realized that we have a lot of things to learn from them, and we are able now to to apply to different grants and so on, because they provide a lot of valuable information in this area. And yes, everybody needs food. Everybody want to live longer. Everybody will love NutriCare Life because it's powerful, precise, and most important, it's personal. Thank you. See you later on the discussions.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bogdan. Now I would like to invite Twintep, Maksim Radomski. So please join us on the stage. Great, thank you so much. So yeah, please introduce yourself, and after all the presentation, we will where you will have a chance to discuss more.
I'm the CEO of Thinkware platform. Our team completed the incubation process in 2020 in Vostok Technology and Sciences Park in February. That's all about me. Share screen. Sorry. Do you see? Yes, you see my page. Okay. Let's start. Let's talk about difficulties, and we have met before the technologies have been developed. How difficult was to find a suitable hotel in unknown place before the advent of Booking and Airbnb, or get a fair taxi fare before Uber, and to find the best flight option before Skyscanner. Technology has made our lives much easier. The issue is that so far no one has created such equivalent of these services for artists and event organizers. We have researched and identified that many artists and organizers are ready to additional work while traveling abroad, while organizers are also happy to invite a foreign artist for the events. However, till now, it seems impossible due to the lack of communication. Event organizers can find relevant offers from artists who are free for a specific day, or those who are passing through the city. And artists cannot notify their organizers about their free dates. The platform Thinkware we plan to create will be such kind of mediator and will help to connect various artists and event organizers from all over the world. I will show you an example how platform will work. The artist here has his own page where he selects his road and can enter dates and place where and when he is available. The organizer's page. The organizers enter the application and fill the criteria: who is looking for, kind of genre, and the price. Oops, sorry. And the price. Thanks to ThinTap algorithms, the platform will show most relevant offers for users, just like Spotify, and select the right music for you. The organizers can be a private person like me or you who need an artist for party or for wedding, and it can be the festival organizers.
Maxim, sorry for interrupting you, but we need to move to another startup, but we will have a chance to continue at the tables.
Okay.
Because we have 3 minutes for every pitch, and
yes. Okay. From the examples, we can see that there is a need in the world to create a multifunctional and easy-to-use platform with the help of which artists will be able to travel and find additional work wherever they go. And the organizers will be able to organize events with artists from other cities for a good price without additional expenses for logistics, living, and other costs.
Great. So
yes.
Thank you for this summary. And now we will move to Ian, and you will have a chance to continue your presentation at the tables.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Ian, can you join us on the stage? Thank you. Stage is yours.
Hello. Let's see if I have a chance to share my screen. Is it here?
Not yet.
Well, taking time. I don't know why. So about myself, maybe in a second or so we will see the screen. It's rotating the.
Please try one more time.
Do you see something?
Yeah, now it's visible. You can go ahead.
Okay. So I think our story will be somehow different for what we heard, because we have a concept for a startup. Actually, I make my living together with my team in a national research institute, but we have, I believe, a good concept for a startup. And this is based on my international experience of over 20 years and on the setups which I realized here in Bucharest, in the largest research campus of Romania near Bucharest, 10 kilometers in the Ilfov County. So the startup will be called Tomo X-ray Analytic. I think it's self-explanatory. It will make some tomography, it will make some analytic. We will be able, and we are able already, to design, fabricate, customize equipment, to do deployment, commissioning, and training, and to do whatever necessary to obtain results with this equipment. The targeted industries will be advanced manufacturing, and you will see that our main target, but we think in order to have a business model, we have to approach also the industry and the fields we are already well-known quantity, and we make good cooperation in these this field already. But our main target will be automotive and especially electric vehicle. And to say a few words about my experience, I did design and fabrication of X-ray equipment for the last 20 years. I did imaging from objects of 100 micrometer. These are special targets for very powerful lasers. You might know that we have such a very powerful laser near Bucharest in Măgurele on our campus. It's actually the most powerful laser in the world. So this might be one of the targets they use to amplify the energy and the effects of this laser. But I already designed, build, and commission equipment for objects as large as 5 meters. It's body of an aluminum body of an Audi car. The equipments we build in our center in Bucharest. So we prepare for all the scales, from sub-micron scale to really macro scale. And with this equipment, we stay pretty well in the industry. This yellow, our parameters, and we have a pretty well-established laboratory. Therefore, we have cooperation and we work for many high reputation institutes from Japan, from Frascati from Italy, from Commissariat d'Énergie Atomique from France, or from the largest experiments in the world, ITER. It's nuclear fusion tokamak. But actually, what I target based on this experience, it's a method and device. We want to provide a method and a device for non-destructive inspection of electric vehicle batteries and all what is around electric batteries, thermal, hydraulic, mechanics, electrical circuit. Maybe you are sensitive to this information. I am actually, but every week you heard about a new explosion of an electric car, and this is due to the battery. And the explosion of the electric car batteries are not trivial explosions, and not those explosions you extinguish on the street, on the road. They're really big fires. It's huge chemistry there. It's better to prevent them. And in order to prevent them, and we'll have to prevent them more and more these days, because now the electrical vehicle, they have 5 years, and now the problems inside the battery are showing up. And we have the expertise to design, fabricate, and qualify the equipment. We've had the experience to do the software, the processing algorithm, and and I have a team to do it. I have a team.
Ion, thank you so much. We need to move.
That's actually the last slide, and I thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, great. Thank you, and we will continue the conversations at the tables because now we have last but not least presentation, and after to the table. So thank you so much, and I would like to invite Christian to the stage for the last presentation for today, and then I would like to invite everyone for the networking. Thank you, Ion.
Thank you.
Christian, stage is yours.
Okay, my name is Dana Miu. I will do this presentation for my colleague Cristian Viesper. It was a okay. Let's see. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, it's visible.
It's visible. Okay. Okay, so we will present two different examples of the results of research at our National Institute for Lasers, Plasma, and Radiation Physics. Go to the previous. Okay. A few applications that are linked to laser processing of materials in our institute, which have either already been applied in industry or have potential of being applied in direct practical applications. So the first example is related to SAW sensors. That means surface acoustic wave sensors, which are sensitive sensors for detecting gases, such as hazardous gases, for example, such as chemical warfare agents. Or another example is the detection of hydrogen. Since hydrogen is considered one of the fuels for the future, it's very important to have sensitive sensors for this hazardous gas. So a SAW sensor functions, there is an electrical signal that passes from an input to an output electrode and passes over a sensitive layer. When exposed to a gas, the sensitive layer reacts and there is a shift in the frequency of the electrical signal. This sensitive layer, one of the advantages that we have is that we can deposit this layer using laser deposition, which allows us to control the properties of the layer. For example, titanium dioxide layer, when we use the right deposition conditions, it can be made more porous, which leads to, as you can see in the graph there, it has a higher sensitivity. So this is the basic, this is lab work, so to speak. And the practical work, we took this already to another step. You can see here the surface, the SAW sensor, which is a small sensor. It is small enough to be placed on a robot. You can see on the right, it is a robot which is remote controlled. You can put a camera on the robot, you can put the sensor on the robot, and you can control it remotely to see both the image from the camera and get readings from hazardous gases, or another possibility is to get readings from pressure. For example, in the image on the top left, you can see how we measured the pressure resulting from an explosion. So this sensor already exists, it has already been applied. Another advantage is that this sensor, as you can see, you can use it in wireless operation. So with a smartphone, you can simply test and see the results from the gas, what gas you have, what quantities, what concentration of the gas, or the power of the explosion. On the same principle, this SAW sensor can be used as a biosensor. So the same electrical signal, which passes on top of an immobilization layer on which you can have, immobilize antibodies. And when a biological material that contains antigenes which are specific to this antibody, you can detect the presence of these antigenes. What this means in practice is that, for instance, you can detect various types of cancer with a higher a low limit of detection, so very small quantities you can detect them. Or in the example that is given on the right, we use this to detect the presence of a toxin. This is a toxin that can exist in food, human or animal food, and which can lead to high damage in the liver. So this graph shows the response of the sensor. The arrow shows the steep and sudden response. So this is a biosensor that gives you results in real time. It has a fast response and it can
Christian,
respond to low.
sorry for interrupting you, but it's we need to move to the tables and where you will have a chance to continue the conversation with all the participants. You have also all table. I would like to remind you that on the first floor we have all of info tables. On the second floor we have demo tables, and every table has a name, so you will easily find everyone. If you switch on your camera and mic on the bottom, you will be able to chat with people, and by double click on the table you can change the tables. So thank you so much, and we need to move to this networking part because we are running a lot of time. Probably we will prolong the event. Thank you all of you for a really interesting presentation, for your input, for your engagement. I would like to also thank you for our partners for this innovation bridge from the Bucharest side. So thank you so much, and for all of you who are watching us on the social media, I encourage you to join here and enjoy some networking. You will find the link in the comment. So thank you so much, and now we will move to the tables.